Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be my top 10 video nasties I would like to see on 4K. But first, I've got an unboxing for you. So I have here a parcel from my good friend Dean Pallister. Now, Dean got in touch with me and said he'd had something to send me. Would I like it? And I was like, wow, this is absolutely incredible. When you wait to see what I know about in here. Now, when I look at it, the size of it does look a lot bigger than the thing he was talking about. So I don't know if it's exactly that or there's something else in here. I don't know. But I do know that the thing in here is absolutely incredible. But I must say, it's supremely well packaged, and it's absolutely, it says film fan on here. So I can't thank Dean enough for sending me this. And when you see it, you can't believe it. So what do we do? Nurse scalpel. Thank you. Okay. Wow. Absolutely amazingly packed, this, I've got to say. It's been put in this oversized box, and Dean has put these in the side. He's created these as like sort of bumpers for what's in the side here. So honestly, Dean, absolutely amazing. Are you watching Arrow and Amazon and Zavi? I kind of can see the thing that I know is there is on the top. Yeah. So I'll take that off first. So the item that I knew I was getting off Dean is, come on, this is just, look at that. Now, Dean had got in touch with me and said he's got two of these. And he said this has got some slight damage on it. And I mean, if I'm honest, that is the slightest of damage. And Dean has got a replacement. So he sent me his original one. But this here is a Blade in the Dark. Now, you know I've got that on 4K there. This is the 4K from Arrow. Sorry, Vinegar Syndrome. That's me talking about Arrow. But it's coming. This box really stood out to me when I saw it. I thought this is absolutely incredible. But of course, it's way out of print. And how does it open? It opens like this. Oh, I don't believe. I'm going to say now. What's happened is that Dean has got a replacement box for this, so he's kept the disc. But obviously, look what's inside here as well, which I didn't expect to have. I just thought it was going to be the case. It is the slipcover that's in here. Actually, oh, I'm looking in there and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how that goes with there, because it looks like a monster. Well, it is a monster. It's actually the slipcover in here for Go. That was an amazing release of Vinegar Syndrome that they had out. But so getting back to the box, this is the box in here. So the box is there, got your disc in there. Obviously, there's no disc in there, but I will be getting a 4K disc when Vinegar Syndrome have a sale. But look at this. Now, I must admit, when Dean got in touch and said, "Oh, it's got some damage on," you showed us damage on it. I thought, well, I can't really see it. And to look at it, you've got to really strain your eyes to look at it, haven't you? But Dean has got a new one, and he said, what would you imagine?" I says, I mean, look at that on the shelf, man. It's just, well, we've always talked about Vinegar Syndrome just being the best. There's something about the way they do their stuff. It just looks sensational. That is just, I mean, spot glossing as well, if you can see that. That is absolutely sensational, that. Absolutely sensational. So there you go. So the other thing, and then of course that rigid slip, you can't hear what it does because it just didn't pick it up. But that's the Go slip. Good movie, actually, British version of Godzilla. So the other thing in this box is the box for the prophecy, or 1, 2, and 3. And what happens? I didn't even know this did this. I have heard about this release coming out, but I haven't actually seen it. Now the prophecy, I have seen the first and the second one, and I did want to watch the second one because Glenn Danzig from the Misfits has a really small part in it. I think he says about 2 words, and he falls out of, I don't know, it's like a demon, he gets killed. That's not a spoiler, by the way. But look at this. These boxes are sensational. And they are so collectible. I'm trying to think what they're called. They've definitely got a name, although I don't know exactly what they are. Vinegar Syndrome, again, I've just knocked it out the park. So look at them too. These are sensational. Well, Prophecy has got Christopher Walken, and it's a great movie. So these things here, I've got to thank Dean once again for sending me these things, because these things are not easy to get if you wanted to get one. Absolutely brilliant, and I can't wait to put the movies in it to sort of to complete their sets, because these are great movies. Obviously, I've got the 4K of The Blade in the Dark from '88, but I would definitely double dip on that because I think the extras on here are different as well. So that's a good reason to go for it. I mean, it's a great sensational movie as well. Look at that. So I can't thank you enough, Dean. I mean, this is incredible. Like I say, damaged, but literally nothing. Literally nothing. The go slip, interior slip. As Go-Go's on 4K. Can you believe it? And obviously the Prophecy box set as well. Brilliant. They do look amazing. My Vinegar Syndrome big boxes are down there. They look amazing next to each other. They really do. Yeah, amazing. So, thanks once again, Dean. This has been such a generous and amazing post from you. You packaged it probably better than anything I've seen from any company while you're listening, because I don't think they take the time, or they're not even bothered about what true collectors want to get, i.e. the stuff not wrecked. Honestly, Dean, I can't thank you enough for those. I can't wait to put the movies inside them. And when I do, I'll show you what they look like. So thanks once again, mate. Cheers. So this video has been inspired by some comments I received on my latest live stream with Nige on the video Nasties. Now, news about a forthcoming one. The next one that me and Nige are going to be doing before we get back into the sections is going to be a live stream, a Q&A on Video Nasties. It's just going to be 3 hours of just chat. We're not going to talk about anything. We're just going to answer all the questions, because I think that sometimes especially when I do it, I kind of leave the comments a bit till late and I don't answer as many as I would like to answer, or else it will go on forever. So yes, we're going to do 3 hours of just answering comments. So that'll be the next live stream coming up. So the two comments I've got, I've kind of amalgamated them together to give me the idea behind this video. So first up, Eastwood4life Carlos, he said, "Hi there, the Northern Video Nasty brothers, John and Nigel. As fans of the Video Nasty days on VHS, some movies like The Evil Dead on 4K without any grain, example, wouldn't feel like a Video Nasty. I get exactly what you mean about that. I'll talk about that on this video." So Sam from Sammy G's World of Cinema, he said, "Hi John and Nige, great to have both you legends back for a live stream regarding the Video Nasties. So what Video Nasties would you both love to see get the 4K treatment next? I'll go through this top 10 in reverse order on movies that I would love to see get the 4K treatment in section 1 on the Video Nasty list. So at number 10 is The Driller Killer. Now, when Carlos was talking about, do you really want to see these movies brought to a certain level, taking all the grain out of them and got like to a point where they don't look like this type of movie anymore, or how this movie's meant to look? I agree with him on that. This one is actually a 4K remaster, believe it or not. Now, when I first saw this on VHS, it was absolutely black as anything. You couldn't see what was going on, and I didn't like the movie at all. I saw it on DVD, and I thought exactly the same. The picture quality in it was absolutely hopeless, and it put me off the movie. Now, when I saw this on here, with the 4K remaster, even though it retains that sort of gritty element about this movie, which you need to have, there's no way you can have this movie look pristine. I do think this movie is a great movie now. It really brought it to life for me, and I enjoyed it for the first time ever. Now, if this one can get the 4K treatment, by this it means with it being a 4K remaster, I kind of know what it's going to look like, but they will do a bit of a more tweaking on it. Tweaking, Michael.
Where's me ladders?
Tweaking on it, probably get more sharpness and some HDR to get the colours up. I do think this would look great. I wouldn't want this to look anything other than how it looks on here, with a little bit enhancement on the 4K. With it having a 4K remaster, I can see them actually being able to do it. Whether or not they will do it is a different kettle of fish. But Talking about that, there's some mad ones coming on 4K now, so there's no reason to say that this can't go in 4K because it's got such a reputation as well. But I dismissed this movie when it was on VHS and also DVD because of the picture quality let its film down. But when you see this one in a really good picture quality, well, good for how this looks, you can see that this movie has got something about it which you don't get when you see a lower quality of it. So that's kind of touching about what Carla said about, yes, these movies can look great. I don't want it to look too great or too false. I want it to actually look honest to what it looks like. So at number 10, that's The Driller Killer. At number 9 is The Last House on the Left. You can kind of say the same thing about this as I said about The Driller Killer. I do enjoy these movies, and I enjoy these movies a lot more. Now, this one I've always seen on a acceptable copy. It's never been one that looked absolutely hopeless. I think it's had a decent one, but do remember this is 16mm. It's never going to look good. This looks all right the way it looks. It's acceptable to me. So this is a 2K remaster. I do think they could probably squeeze some more out of it. This movie, I do want this movie to look like trash, in a nice way, in a good way. I want this to retain its sort of really grit. This movie is so gritty. Now, The Driller Killer, I didn't like it at all when I saw it on that poor quality, as I said. This one, I do like this movie. It's not the nicest movie. It's got some really bad scenes in it which I don't like. The thing I like about this movie is the fact that I've got this thing about if you get a gang in here were the most despicable gang members you can ever get. I just really like that. The worse, the better. The worse, like human beings that are, I really enjoy that in a strange way. I don't know how to describe it. So for me, this movie, it's got some bits in it I just don't like at all. But I just love this gang in here. I think the gang, especially this woman, she's so depraved. And obviously, Krug there is just unreal. David Hess, he's just, actually, we think he was like that in real life. He's that good. That's why I like this movie. And do I think it's going to get the 4K treatment? Yes, I do. Because of the name of it. I think it's got this. I mean, this presentation is spectacular. Now, but what I think would happen is if they did a 4K of it and it sort of stayed true to what this one is, which I do believe this is a good representation of the movie, I think it would look a minimal upgrade. But I can't see this coming out in 4K, and it's a movie I would like to see on 4K, or I get the chance of seeing on 4K. But if it was a minimal upgrade, especially with this set being so good, I don't know if I'd make the jump. I'm saying that I probably would, but it's still a great movie for what I get out of it. So at number 9, that's The Last House on the Left. Speaking of gritty little movies, at number 8 is Axe. This is such a great movie. It's very short. I think it's only about 67 minutes, if that. But it's such an I just get so much out of this movie. Now, this movie doesn't look that good. I could think they could get a decent 4K out of it. Now I'm going to go, it seems daft to say this is DVD. I know there's a Blu-ray out of this, which does look better than this. But I would like to see, if they're going to do a 4K of this, I would love to see a load of behind the scenes, which would make it worthwhile getting a 4K. Because this has got a lot of stuff on here, which I haven't seen on anywhere else. Now, if they could put this stuff on here, and also get another, maybe some more Harry Novak movies that he's produced on here, I would think this would make it spectacular release. Maybe a Harry Novak box set, perhaps, with 4K remasters at least. But I would, if this come out in 4K, I would be on it like a car bonnet, as they say. I think this movie is so watchable. It just gets dismissed as if it's nothing, but it really is a good movie. It's just got some great performances in here as well. So this movie is so ultra low budget. I wouldn't like to see it getting polished too much. I wouldn't like to see any of these getting polished too much. I want them all to retain their honesty in their picture quality, in the presentation of what they're like. But I would like to get a chance to see even the 4K remaster of this, to get this one up to date and get it to look where it should look. Because this one, it's okay, but it doesn't look as good as I think it could look. So at number 8, that's Axe. At number 7 is The Devil Hunter. Now this movie is cheesy beyond belief. It's kind of hopeless, but I just love it. It's inept. Yeah, so it's got everything going for that. I like these movies that are so really bad they're good. And this is right up there with that. It's a movie that actually it looks much better on here than I thought it was going to look. But I know that this one is a really good looking Blu-ray. And you think, now I thought this would, when I saw it on Blu-ray, I thought, I bet it looks hopeless. And it looks really nice for what it is. I would think they could get a good 4K out of this, believe it or not. So getting back to what Sam said, this list is based on the movies I would love to see on 4K, because he'd said, what ones would you like to see? Now, these ones, I would love to see these on 4K because they're so enjoyable. And the thing for me is, yes, you can get the latest blockbuster on 4K, and yeah, you get a good time out of them. But I can go, if someone gave me the latest blockbuster like Oppenheimer on 4K, I could sit and look at it and I'd think that was spectacular. I really enjoyed it, and I was invested in the picture quality. But the chances of me watching Oppenheimer again in the next 5 years is nil. This one here, I could watch this every year easily. In fact, I could watch it twice in a row. So that just says a lot. Just that's the way I am. I enjoy these movies a lot, and I enjoy this type of movie much more than a big blockbuster. Not taking anything away from them because they are good to watch, but I don't get that much rewatchability out of them because this is kind of getting back to what you like. This is kind of the bread and butter of what I think about movies. People might think, well, you must be crazy liking something like this over Oppenheimer, and it's just the way I am. I've got to be true to myself and say what I like and what I don't like. I could fill my shelves up with Oppenheimer type of movies, but no, I wouldn't watch any of them. This is the type of stuff that I would watch all the time. So this is getting back to what Sam said. What would you like? I would like all of these because these are so rewatchable. So at number 7, that's The Devil Hunter. At number 6 is Friday the 13th. Sorry, The Bay of Blood. This one, Friday the 13th, did rip this movie off, but this is Mario Bava. Now, when I see anything to do with Mario Bava, and he only made one movie that was on the Section 1 list, this is it's just an instant for me. I just think that the way that he made movies is spectacular, and he's got such an eye. He's a cinematographer first. He has got an eye for making a good looking movie, and this one is spectacular to look at. The dark levels are really good in it. Now, this one is a very early Blu-ray from Arrow. It does need a good remaster. In fact, we need to see more Mario Bava on 4K. Full stop. Blood and Black Lace by Mario Bava, released by Arrow on 4K, was my favourite 4K last year. So that about says it all, doesn't it? This is a great movie, though. I mean, they're all great movies. And I get a lot of. I can. These are all movies I can just stick on. I could go downstairs and watch any of these movies and have a great time. I wouldn't be sitting looking at my phone or anything. In fact, these movies I just put the phone down. The easy watch. They're quite short. You put your phone down and you just get into this world of this kind of semi madness on some of them. But this is a great movie, and like I say, it did highly influence Friday the 13th. So if you're a fan of Friday the 13th, you've got to see this movie, and you will think, yep, I can see where they're getting a lot of stuff from. So at number 6, that's A Bay of Blood. At number 5 is Cannibal Apocalypse. This, and again, is a great movie. It's released by Kino Lorber, who do 4Ks, and they do them well when they do them. Some of their 4Ks are outstanding. Now, this looks great on Blu-ray. It is fully uncut as well. What I did notice here, it's in conjunction with Studio Canal. So, who knows? Will we get a full version of this? Yes, it is cut for literally 1 second of a rat, some animal cruelty to a rat. I do think it would probably get through, but I don't know. You never know. But anyway, you wouldn't be missing out if you didn't see that scene. But this is a great movie. Don't think about cannibals. Forget about that. What happens is that this people who are in this Vietnam War, they come back and have been sprayed with this stuff, and it turns them into cannibals. They've just got this penchant for human flesh. It's got a great cast and it's got some great effects. So at number 5, that's Cannibal Apocalypse. So before I continue, I want to give a shout out to Marcus, otherwise known as XFile2708. I had a look at that one. Now, Marcus, he got in touch with me. He's been commenting in my comments and just saying he went through the video Nasties live streams that me and Nice did, quite a while ago. And he's watched the whole lot in about even under a week. So I want to say a big thank you to Marcus for doing that. It was kind of weird to hear him saying, "Oh, I've watched this," and it was just like non-stop. And he's put a lot of work into that. And I want to just thank him once again for coming over here and just looking at that. Obviously, been speaking to Nige as well. And yes, so there's going to be another one coming up, like I say, this live streams that Marcus said, is any more coming? I said, yes, definitely, like I talked about before. We're going to do this Q&A next. Then we'll go back to the sections. I think it's section 2, and part 2 is the next one, or part 3. And then it will get going again, because still there's loads of sections to do, or loads of episodes to do, but having a great time with that. It's great to start doing them again as well. So like I say, big shout out to Marcus. Just want to thank you once again for taking the time out to check those live streams out and actually to watch them all literally in one go. And on the back of those videos, Marcus has said that he's going to be starting to get his own collection of the 72 band horror video nasties. So yeah, so good luck with that, mate, and I hope it all works out for you. And also, if you want to, I'll leave a link down to his channel down below and take a look at it because he's going to start putting out some stuff to do with video nasties. So thanks once again for checking the videos out, mate. Cheers. So at number 4 is Island of Death. Now, I know Jordan from Movie Worm linked out his channel down below. He's a big fan of this movie. He isn't. But we always talk about this. Every time I think about this movie, I think of Jordan and the fact that he cannot stand this movie. Now, he has watched this a few times, I think, to see if he can sort of get on board with it. And I think he's still in the kind of camp to say he just cannot stand this movie. I can understand how this movie would put certain people off. Now, I heard great things about this, and it was one of the hardest ones to get. So when I released it, I thought, yep, I'm going to get that. Now, this is a 2K restoration, but it's an actually, I mean, I think I had the DVD, the Arrow DVD, which is quite good. This is a nice upgrade. I do. It's a funny one because I don't know if there's much interest in this one getting a 4K one. But what I'm thinking of is with the recent ones that are getting released on 4K, it seems like any one of these can have a fair crack of the whip. So I'm all for that. The more the merrier for me. It gives these movies a bit more validation. The fact that I think these movies were kind of people like Mary Whitehouse who want these movies just gone and forgotten about. And in fact, she did us a big favour because she made us think I'll have to get all of those movies that she doesn't want us to see. So thanks, Mary. Nice one. But yeah, so this movie it's got a lot of crazy stuff. I talk about this movie all the time. I just get such a kick out of it. Now, getting back to Last House on the Left, how I like the fact of that gang, they were so despicable. The two protagonists in this video, in this movie, should I say, are so awful, and it's just despicable, and just the stuff they do is just unreal when they go to this island and just wreak havoc. So I like it for that. The movie's got some strange stuff in it, and it's not for everyone's taste. But I've got a thing about these despicable people. The worse, the better. And these two in here take some beating. So at number 4, with a big shout out to Jordan, that's Island of Death. So at number 3 is the oldest movie on the banned video nasties list. It is 1963's Blood Feast. This is, you could say, is the forerunner of gore. This is the first ever gore movie. You'll be surprised to see what you would see in this movie. Now, this is I think it doesn't say it's a 2K restoration, but I think it probably is. The picture quality on here, especially the colours, is absolutely sensational. In fact, it's one of the best Blu-rays I've ever seen. So that means, ergo, it is definitely going to be a good 4K. I'm tripping myself up there because I'm thinking about ergo, just thinking, don't I sound brilliant? It just means
bollocks.
Yeah, this is from the godfather of gore, Herschel Gordon Lewis, and it's just a brilliant film. But it looks so nice as well. It's a 60s movie. It's got that 60s colour to it as well, that technicolor look. And I think this would make an absolutely fantastic 4K. In fact, I'd be surprised if this one doesn't come out sometime in 4K because of the fact of just what it is. Like such a groundbreaking landmark movie. So at number 3, that's Blood Feast. At number 2 is Fight for Your Life. Now, this movie, sadly, the elements for this was lost in a flood. So Blue Underground can't release this past DVD because it would just be more or less a DVD put in a Blu-ray, and they don't want to do that. Unfortunately, I'm just crossing my fingers that somewhere in the world there is another print of this movie and it can be brought to life on 4K. Now, don't get us wrong, this DVD does look sensational for a DVD. It's absolutely brilliant DVD, and I want to thank my good friend Paul Mahon for actually sending this across to me. I couldn't believe it when I opened it, if you remember that one. But yeah, so this movie, yeah, it's kind of a hard watch because of the language. There's not really any violence in here. Well, there is some violence, but it's the fact of how this actually, well, another reason why I like it is because this despicable gang come into this house, absolutely awful. But there's the violence, the language they use towards this family. It's so barbaric, but it's really weird because it kind of needs to be like that. And then you get really on this family's side. Not that you wouldn't be on their side anyway, but these people here, You know, you get some of these movies that sort of like say or go a little bit towards this. This movie goes full on towards it. They couldn't have left any sort of racial slur out if even if they'd wanted to. Everything is in this movie. Now it puts a lot of people off. I can understand that. Will it get released in the UK? I'm not too sure. It's a funny one, but this is a great movie. It's such a good watchable movie. Everybody who sees this movie does really enjoy it for what it is, and you don't take away that this movie is utterly racist. You get a different feeling from that. It sounds on paper it does, but when you watch it, you get a sort of true feeling what this movie is about. And because this movie looks so good on DVD, I think this would look a great 4K. And because I like this movie so much, I would definitely get this on 4K in a heartbeat because it's just such a good movie that I can watch time and time again. I still can't believe some of the stuff in it, but it does need to be there. You'd have to see it to know what I'm talking about. So at number 2 is an amazing movie, Fight for Your Life. So at number 1 on my top 10 list of video nasties I would love to see get the 4K treatment is Forest of Fear, otherwise known as Blood Eaters. Now, our toxic zombies. Now, the funny thing about this movie is I just love this movie. I can't get enough of it. I think I watched it 3 times already. I think I watched it once on Blu-ray, once on DVD, and twice on Blu-ray. This is fantastic, this movie. It's low budget, it's ultra cheap. It has got some like really bad performances in, kind of. It's got some awful bad effects, like the effects in it are really poor. But there's just something about this movie. I think what I'm getting at with these movies is just something about these ones. And there's more actually on the top and the video nasties, you can get a lot out of most of them. This is the top, this is the ones that made the 10. I will do a top 10 of section 2 and a section 3 as well, of the ones that I think I would love to see on 4K. And I will talk about the fact, will I ever see them on 4K? Like Fight for Your Life, I don't think that will ever come to 4K. I would love it to come to 4K. The same with this one. So this one was released in the US by Massacre Time, and it said it's from a brand new master created from 4K scans and multiple rare 35mm theatrical prints. Try saying that after 20 pints. But it doesn't really tell you what that sounds great, but this movie looks atrocious. It's a much better than the DVD, it's much sharper. It's a definite sharpness upgrade. The colours are better, but it does look like trash. Now, that's getting back to what Carla said. Do I want this movie to look polished and clean? Probably not. I would love to see this get the 4K treatment, get the better colours, better sharpness if possible, maybe take out some of the really bad scratches on it because there's loads of scratches on this movie. But that's about it. If it was presented like that, maybe with an upgrade the soundtrack, which I don't think it will get, because don't forget this is the elements in this are probably long lost. But you never know, might be a good one around the corner. But as Carlos said, would I like to see this getting scrubbed up so you don't see any dirt in it at all? Probably not. Or saying that, I wouldn't mind getting one that if it was scrubbed up to look, perfection, and they could do that with keeping the integrity of this print, that's okay. But also, I'd love them to put for this movie especially to put on like a grindhouse version where they don't to keep all the scratches in. So you've got your choice, which I think is a good way to go on some of these ones because it's good to revisit these ones with that scratchiness about them, and you're not getting put off with them. But this is it's just really sort of like a pipe dream for me to think this will ever come out in 4K. I don't think it will, but then again, it's got a 4K scan, so there's every way they could put this on a 4K disc and get some more stuff out of it. But will that be a stretch too far? I do not know. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this. I mean, it's been a great video to put together, predominantly from the fact of those 2 comments. And I just thought, you know what I mean? That makes some good talking points, because I would love to talk about it more in the Video Nasties live stream, but the time's against you. So I want to thank Sam and Carlos again for those 2 comments. I want to hope you get down to Marcus's channel, link down below. And I want to thank them again for going through all of the Video Nasty live streams, a whole lot. Can you believe it? I don't know if I even am going to do that, and I was the one who was on them with Nige. Wow. And many thanks to my good friend Dean Pallister for supplying me with those amazing Vinegar Syndrome boxes. So, thanks for watching. You take care, especially all you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.